This is Building Balance Yoga Flow. My name is Tera, and the pronouns I use are she, her. For class today, if you know that standing on one foot is a bit tricky or challenging, I would recommend setting your mat up next to a wall or grabbing a sturdy chair. So take a moment to do that, get yourself situated, and then meet me in a seat, a comfortable seated position. From here, we're going to bring a little more attention into our feet as we're going to be standing on one of them soon. So grab one foot and begin to give yourself a little bit of self-massage in your toes, the heels, the arch of your foot. You can use your thumbs or your knuckles. And we'll bring more awareness to this part of our body. Try to enjoy it, even if it feels a little bit weird. You can even put your fingers between your toes, creating a bit of space there, flexing them back and forth. Starting to become a little bit more aware of the places where you might feel tight in your feet, or the places that feel really good to massage. And then from wherever you're at, extend your foot forward, and then flex your toes towards you. And then point the toes away from you. And do this a few times, moving through your ankle back and forth. And then start to make circles with your ankle. And make sure and go in both directions. So start one way and then switch. Come back to your seat and just pause for a moment to notice if you are aware of anything that's different between the foot that you massaged and the one that you didn't. And then we'll switch. So we get the other foot and begin to massage this side. You can do the same things or explore something different. Try to get into each toe. Maybe even feel the bones of your feet with your fingers. And allow this to be a little bit indulgent. It's not often that we probably get very many foot massages. Once again, spreading the toes. Maybe making circles. And there's not a right or a wrong way to do this. Just try to find something that feels good. And then extend your leg forward. And again, we'll flex and point through that foot. Flexing the toes back towards you and then pointing them forward. And then start to make the circles through your foot and your ankle. Just getting our feet and our ankles prepared for all the balance we're about to do. And then come back to your seat. Pause here for a breath. And make your way up to your feet. Once you find your way to your feet, go ahead and if you want to use the chair, grab that and place it on your mat. And we'll get ready to start with balancing. So place your 2 feet underneath you, feet underneath the hips, in mountain pose, arms by your sides. Take a moment to pause here. See if you can close your eyes or at least just soften the gaze downward or out in front of you so that you start to kind of lose the focus. And from here, begin to send more awareness into your feet, feeling the mat underneath you. Noticing where you hold your weight habitually. Maybe you favor one leg or the other. The front of your feet, the back of your feet. There's no need to change it in this moment. We're just noticing our habits, our patterns. Feel the firmness of the ground underneath you, how nice it is to stand on 2 feet. Take a long breath in and a long breath out. To continue to warm up our feet, first, we're going to move into chair pose. So sit your weight back, bend at your knees, reach your arms forward. And then lift your heels off the earth, coming onto your tiptoes. Pause. We might already start to feel the challenge of balance here. And then slowly, slowly lower the heels with control so you can set them down softly. And we're going to do this a few times. Lift your heels and lower them. Carefully shifting your weight forward to lift the heels again and lower. Now, if the arms lifted is just not working for you today, you can always place them at heart center. Really focus on the lowering of the heels right before the heels touch the floor, seeing if you can slow that part down. All right, one more. Lift up, slowly lower, ground the heels, press into the floor, and lift to mountain. Rise up. Nice. All right, now that we're a bit warmed up, let's move into the balance portion. If, again, you know that standing on one foot can be a little bit challenging, either place the hand at the wall or lightly place the fingers or the hand on the chair next to you. If balancing on one foot feels fairly easy, then you can just do this without any added stability. So shift the weight to the right foot and lift. Begin to bend the left knee, lifting the left heel. You start to feel a little bit heavier through your right leg. Make sure you're pressing down into the floor. And then see if you can come to your tippy toes in the left foot. If you still feel stable here, lift into single leg mountain. Lifting the left leg up. Breathe. Notice how maybe your foot, your ankle are really starting to work here to keep you balanced on one foot. If you have your hand on a stability, like a wall or a chair, try lifting it and see what that feels like. Know that you can always lower the left toes down if you ever start to feel really wobbly. All right, we're gonna add in a little bit of movement here. Keeping the left knee bent, move the left leg out laterally. Hold and breathe. From here, pause. Notice if your breath has changed in any way. Sometimes when we balance, we start to hold on. See if you can focus your gaze on one steady point out in front of you. This can help with your balance. Now, I like to call this pose active tree. We're gonna flow in and out from single leg mountain towards this active tree. So we're gonna challenge the balance even more by adding a little bit of movement. Take a breath in and get ready. And exhale, shift the left leg forward, single leg mountain, and then move it out laterally, active tree. Keep going like this, continue the motion, and as you add in this movement, maybe you'll notice there's a little bit more activity going on through your right standing leg. You can try this with or without the hand on the wall or the chair. And remember, if you ever fall out, it's okay, you just get right back onto it. The next time your left leg is out lateral, hold there, breathe. You might start to feel some heat through the right leg, the right ankle, the foot. Now, without using the hands at all, place the left foot on the standing leg in tree pose, wherever it lands. We don't need to get it super high. Now, arm variation of your choice. Get a little bit creative. Maybe something you don't usually do, or even make it constantly in motion, and see how that goes. Continue to take those deep breaths. Focus the gaze. Notice if you start to sink into your right hip, lift up and out. All right, we're gonna pause in stillness. Find one arm variation of your choice. Come into your breath. You've got this. Notice what happens when we start to feel the heat, the challenge. Where does your mind go? All right, come back to the active tree. Lift the foot from the standing leg. Bring your left leg forward, single leg mountain. Now, if you need to, you can always touch those left toes down, taking a little bit of the weight out of the standing leg. If you feel like you can keep going, hold here. Now we're gonna go into warrior three. Press your left leg behind you. Start to tilt your torso forward, moving yourself into this capital T shape. So the hand can stay on the chair, or you can bring it to heart center. Hold here. See if you can point the left hip bone down towards the earth. Firm up the core. I'm really feeling this in my foot and my ankle. All those tiny movements that keep us in this position, strengthening. All right, let's add movement again. Single leg mountain, lift up, left knee lifts, and then back to warrior three. Press back. We're gonna keep going like this. Lift, single leg mountain, and warrior three, press back. Again, lift, Smooth as we can and press back. 2 more on your own. Keep breathing. You've got this. It's all right if we need a break. Take breaks as you need it. We're building up to doing the whole thing. All right, come all the way back up to single leg mountain. Pause. Maybe you let the left toes down or you place the hand at the chair. Now press your left foot straight forward like you're pushing something away from you. Flex your left foot, hold, lift away from the earth. See if you can lift the left leg higher. Yeah. All right, one more breath. You've got this. Left leg down, shake out the right leg. I bet you're feeling a little warm there. I am. All right, literally shake it out. Let the tension go. Move your hips, do whatever you need to reset, because now we're gonna do the other side. Stand on your 2 feet, mountain pose. Close your eyes for a moment. Notice the difference you feel between the right leg and the left leg. And then blink the eyes open, set your gaze. Shift the weight to the left, bend the right knee, lift the heel. Pause. See if you can come onto tippy toe. Notice how you're feeling here, stable or a little bit off balance. If you feel like it's gonna work today, maybe you try lifting the right leg, single leg mountain. And again, we're working up to it, so you can always come down. Firm up the belly, supporting your spine. You've got this. Set your gaze, lengthen your breath. Feel all that movement in your ankle. All right, adding a little bit of motion. Bring your right knee out lateral to this active tree variation. Hold. Pause there. I'm noticing that the left leg is much more challenging for me than my right. What about you? All right, we'll add in the constant motion. Bring the right knee forward, single leg mountain, and then swing it out laterally to active tree. Keep going. Forward and out. Forward and out. Just like this for 2. Next one, we're gonna hold it out in that active tree. Pause here. Toes can always touch down. From this place, without using the hands, come to tree pose, right foot on standing leg. So my foot pretty automatically goes towards my calf. Yours might come towards your ankle or on the ground. That's fine too. Now take a different arm variation than you did last time. So mix it up. Woo, getting a little off balance. Remember that balance is dynamic. It's not about being completely still and motionless, but it's about getting a little bit thrown off and being able to come back to center. All right, hold and breathe. From here, disconnect right foot from standing leg, active tree. Pause. Bring the leg forward, and then we'll move into warrior 3. Press right leg back, hinge forward. Hold. Hands can come to heart center. If you want to, maybe you even reach them behind you in airplane arms. Activate the right leg. Point your toes in the right foot down towards the floor. Point the right hip bone towards the ground. Notice when the mind wants to wander, see if you can keep it here in the challenge, in the heat. All right, we'll add motion. Lift up, single leg mountain. Press back, warrior 3. Keep going. Lift up. Remember, toes can always come to the ground. Just try to keep as much weight on your standing leg as possible. We're not here for perfection. We're just here to practice. Moving slow with intention and purpose. Last 2. One more. Lift up to single leg mountain. Hold here. Woo. Flex your right foot and press it forward. Stay active. You've got this. Use your arms if you need to keep yourself balanced. Hold for the breath in and release. Right foot down. Literally shake out your left leg. Let it go. Shake out the foot, roll out the ankle, and then do whatever else you need to completely release that. We'll move on. Standing on your 2 feet, mountain pose. We're going to add a new challenge now. We're going to try to do part of this sequence with our eyes closed. Remember, you can always open them if it feels a bit overwhelming at any point. So from mountain, close your eyes. Shift the weight to the right. Bend the left knee, lift the heel. Notice how that feels already. And then see if you can come onto the tippy toes. And then lift the left leg. It will most likely be much more challenging. It's all right if we fall out. Come back. We'll move the left leg laterally, active tree. With the eyes closed, there might be a lot more movement, a lot more using of the hands, the arms for balance. And then see if you can get that tree pose, foot on the standing leg. Hold here. Woo! Allow it to be fun. It's okay to fall out. Remember, this is where the ego challenge happens. Balance is neat because it's very different every day, depending on maybe how we slept, or maybe what we ate or drank, how our stress is. It can change and shift. It's constantly bringing us to the beginner's mind. Left leg lifts away from the standing leg, active tree. Bring left leg forward, single leg mountain. And then left foot comes down, mountain pose. Both arms down, open the eyes. How'd that go? Now we have to do the other side. Mountain pose. Shift weight to the left leg, eyes are closed. Bend the right knee, lift the heel. Come to the tippy toes, pause here. Notice how this feels on this side. If it feels accessible for you today, lift the right leg. We can always try things on and then move back if we need to. Breathe here. Move the right leg out to the right, active tree, hold. And again, because this one is more challenging, if the right toes ever want to just stay on the earth, that's fine. Just remember to have most of the weight in your standing leg. Ooh, and again, this side, way harder for me. All right, bring your right foot to your standing leg, tree pose. I really am going to have to use my arms for this one. Hold and breathe. Remembering balance is not static. Trying to have a little bit of fun. Notice when we get frustrated. Why is that? What's behind it? What are our expectations for ourselves, for the practice? Woo! Take another few breaths here. And then we'll detach right foot from standing leg. Bring it forward, single leg mountain. And then mountain pose, both feet down. Bring your arms by your sides. Feel 2 feet on the floor and how utterly amazing that is. Take a long breath in. Open mouth, let it go. Again, just like that. Inhale, breathe deep. All the way down to your feet. Open mouth, audible breath out. Take a moment to notice how your feet feel, your ankles, your legs. What's the chatter in your mind? Holding this moment to honor what is. When you feel ready, blink your eyes open. You did it. We made it through together. Remember, there are many ways to practice balancing throughout your day. It doesn't always have to be on the mat. You could try standing on one foot as you brush your teeth, or work on getting up from the ground from sitting to standing without our hands. There's so many fun ways to practice our balance. I hope you enjoyed coming to the mat from a beginner's mind with me.